The objectives are the same as the past couple of days: to solve mixture problems. Learning targets are still proportions and percents. It's simply a different variation of the problem. Example number 1. A mixture contains water and acid. 9% of the mixture is acid. If adding 120 milliliters of water drops the percent of acid to 6%, then what was the total amount of the mixture at the beginning? So we don't know the total. It just says a mixture contains water and acid. Let's let that total equal X. Now what we would have to do before, if we knew the total, is to multiply it by the 9% to find out how much is acid. So we're still going to do that. But we do it in general terms. X, the total amount in the container, times 9% will equal the amount of acid. And then from before, what we would do is to add the 120 milliliters to the total, which we still don't know. So the total is still X, and we're going to add 120 to that to get the new total. Then what we would do is divide the acid amount by the new total amount, and we can still do that. You can have 0.09x divided by x plus 120. By doing that, it would give us the new percent, which we do know in this case to be 6. 6% as a fraction is 6 over 100. To solve this, you have to cross multiply. And when you cross multiply, you're going to go this direction first to get 6x plus 720. And then when you go the other direction, you end up getting 9x. Solve the equation. Move the 9x to the left and make it minus. Move the 720 to the right. Make it negative. 6x minus 9x is negative 3x. Set that equal to negative 720. When you do the division by negative 3, you come out with the final answer of 240 milliliters. Example number 2. A mixture contains water and acid. 12% of the mixture is acid. If adding 60 milliliters of water drops the percent of acid to 8%, then what was the total amount of mixture at the beginning? So we don't know the total amount. We're going to make it X. And we have to multiply it by the percent of acid to find out how much acid we have. So 0.12x would give me the amount of acid that is there. Add the water to the mixture total in the beginning. You would have X plus 60. That gives you your new total. Now what we would do before, and we will still do again, 0.12x, which is the amount of acid, divided by X plus 60, and set it equal to the new percent, which is 8. That is 8 over 100. Cross multiply to get 8x plus 240 and set that equal to 12x, which is what you get when you multiply 0.12x by 100. Move the 12x to the left, change the sign. Move the 240 to the right, change the sign. Simplify the left to negative 4x. The right is still negative 240. Divide negative 240 by negative 4 to come up with an answer for x to be 60. Practice number 1 is going to be example number 3. So we'll cross that out and put this. A mixture contains water and acid. 12% of the mixture is acid. If adding 140 milliliters of water drops the percent of acid to 10%, then what was the total amount of the mixture at the beginning? We don't know the total amount at the beginning, so we're going to make that X. And we have to multiply that by 12% to figure out how much acid is in the mixture. So we multiply by 0.112 to get 0.112x, and that's how much acid we would have. Let's add the water to the total. So the total is x, and the amount of water is 140. That is your new total. Divide 0.12x by x plus 140 and set it equal to the new percent, which is 10%. 10% is 10 over 100, or you could reduce it and make it 1 over 10 if you want, but I'll leave it as 10 over 100. Cross multiply to get 10x plus 1400 and set that equal to 12x. Move the 12x to the left, make it minus, negative 1400 on the right, simplify the left, and come up with a final answer of x equals 700 milliliters. Practice number 2, we'll just leave it practice 2 instead of making it 1. A mixture contains water and acid. 6% of the mixture is acid. If adding 300 milliliters of water drops the percent of acid to 4%, then what was the total amount of the beginning mixture? Solution to the practice problem. You start with x for the amount you don't know at the beginning for the total mixture, and multiply it by 6% to find out how much acid you have. That would be 0.06. X equals acid. If you add 300 to your total, it's x plus 300. That is now your new total. Divide 0.06x by x plus 300 and set it equal to the new percent, which is 4 over 100. Cross multiply to get 4x plus 1200 equals 6x. 4x minus 6x equals a negative 1200. That's a negative 2x equals negative 1200. And when you divide, you should get an answer of 600 milliliters. Practice number 3. A mixture contains water and acid. 15% of the mixture is acid. If adding 200 milliliters of water drops the percent of acid to 11%, then what was the total amount of the mixture at the beginning? Step 1, we don't know the mixture, so we put down x, but we do have to multiply it by 0.15 to come up with the amount of acid. If we add 200 to the total, that's x plus 200, giving us a new total. Your amount of acid divided by the new total. Set that equal to the new percent. And cross multiply to get 11x plus 2200 and set that equal to 15x. 11x minus 15x and set that equal to a negative 2200. That's a negative 4x equals negative 2200. You can simplify it a little bit and make it a negative 2x equals a negative 1100, and then divide that. And you should come out with a final answer, which I have no room to write. 550 milliliters. Practice number 4. A mixture contains water and acid. 16% of the mixture is acid. If adding 75 milliliters of water drops the percent of acid to 10%, then what was the total amount of the mixture at the beginning? Step 1, we don't know the original mixture, so that is x, and we must multiply it by 16% to find out how much acid we have, so that's times 0.16. That gives us our amount of acid, and if we add 75 milliliters of water, we're going to have x plus 75. That is our new total. The amount of acid, 0.16x over the new total, x plus 75, will be set equal to the new percent of acid, which is 10 over 100. Cross multiply to get 10x plus 750 and set that equal to 16x. 10x minus 16x equals negative 750. That should give us a negative 6x equals negative 750. Answer should be x equals 125 milliliters.